Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racy, and I'm going to be delivering the message for you today. This is for Aquarius and those with strong or significant placements, aqua placements in your chart. Particularly, too, if you have Aqua Moon, because of the Bamboo Moon card in the guidance. So if, Aqua Suns, those with other significant aqua placements, and particularly Aqua Moons, might want to heed this reading, okay? We have the Tower card on top with the Page of Wands on bottom. We have the Chariot in reverse, clarified by the Nine of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles, clarified by the Empress. And the Four of Pentacles, clarified by Temperance. So listen. The Tower card, I think that you are aware, and there's a huge house on the card with all the lights on. And it's sitting over on this, cliff, and the sun is rising in the background. There's this dark night and this really dark looking lifeless tree coming off the edge of the cliff. It almost looks like red lightning going backwards. But the Tower card is usually about epiphany and or tumultuous or chaotic events. It's an initiation in the form of unconditional love from Spirit trying to create miracle for you. Okay, it seems like chaos, but the universe is working on creating a miracle. It's trying to intervene on your behalf because it loves you, right? It's creating a certain amount of chaos. It's trying to get you to reinvent yourself with the Page of Wands on bottom. Trying to help you see that the chaos is within yourself and that needs to be healed, because the Page of Wands also has this bare no leaves tree on it, and there's this magic swirling around it, and the magic is swirling around this figure closer to the tree, right? I'm feeling as if Spirit's trying to pull you back in. Spirit's trying to rein you in and get you to bring life back to a family situation, potentially a family situation. Okay, because the tree is present on both cards, and trees are like the tree of life, and they're indicative of family trees and things like that. I think Spirit's trying to get you to come back to your family, okay? Spiritually speaking, because both the Tower and the Wands are associated with kind of fiery energy, and fire is the element of spirit, will. So, Chariot in reverse, clarified by the Nine of Wands. There is no forward movement until you get yourself out of the woods. Until you drop your guard and stop feeling like you can't take it anymore. That feeling has to go. The divine can't help you if you're in a vibration of, I can't take it anymore. I don't want to do this. I can't take it. This is not what I asked for. Spirit will tell you, you asked for everything that you've received. You've manifested everything that you've received. And it's all been blessings, whether you realize it or not. And if you're of the mindset that what you have is not a blessing, you are out of alignment. You're not getting the message. There's no such thing as coincidences. There are no mistakes. The universe doesn't fuck up. The only people that fuck up is us. Sure as shit ain't Spirit. So, there is no forward movement. You're going to be in this place of moving further and further away from peace, so long as you keep feeling like you're spread too thin or you can't take it anymore. That's all I keep hearing. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. It's like, listen. How did you get yourself in that alignment? Is it a lack of presence? Think about this for a second. All right, because I'm going to give you an example that has to do with family. Parents always hope the best for their kids, right? They want better for their kids than they ever had. And yet, parents can be completely detached and get sick of it. But if you want your children to be better off than you were, then you have to treat them better than your parents did. If your parents were emotionally detached from you and didn't pay you mind, then you should not be emotionally detached from your kids, and you should be paying them mind. Right? No matter what, because they're your kids. They're only going to turn out as great as you raise them. You. Right? I mean, it's great you have another parent or whatever. You know, there's two parents in every family situation. But it's never easy when one parent does it alone and one parent's absent. It's never easy. You know, if you grew up in a house where one parent was absent, physically, mentally absent, emotionally absent, psychologically fucking absent, spiritually absent, whatever, all of the above. How did that serve you in your growth, or did it create challenges for you that you're still overcoming to this day as an adult? Why would you put that on your kids just because you can't take it anymore? It's not their fault. It's not their fault if they're difficult. Not if you're absent, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, hurting them. It's not their fault. Your kids are only as well off as a soul as you give them opportunity to be. So how that resonates for you, understanding your own past and where you have gotten to where you are. Like if you had absent parents, it's not your fault that you're dealing with these challenges, but it is your responsibility to heal the wounds. It's your responsibility to ripple the healing, not ripple the wounds. Your vibration ripples whether you can't stop it. You can want yourself to ripple, not want yourself to ripple. It doesn't fucking matter. You're rippling whether you like it or not. Your vibe is going out there whether you like it or not. You want your kids to be a success one day? Well, you have to be successful for them. You can't think just because, you know, they're young, they won't remember. This shit doesn't matter. Oh, yes, it fucking does. The shit that happened to you when you were a little kid mattered. How your parents treated you when you were a little kid mattered. That's when you first learned what to believe about yourself. Whether you were lovable or not. Whether you were worth it or not. The attention or not. The time or not. The patience or not. What beliefs did your parents imprint on you as a youth? Were you annoying? Were you a hassle for them? How'd that make you feel about yourself as a kid? Think about how these woundings continue, right? They're still affecting you in your adulthood. Maybe in relationships you feel like you're annoying your partner. Maybe in relationships you don't know if you're worth loving. Why? Where did the beliefs come from? From your childhood. The childhood you can't necessarily remember all the details of. But it's still there. It molded who you are. And it will continue to be that way until you decide to reshape yourself. Did your parents put it all on you and make you super responsible? Too young? Did they put all the responsibility on you to feel like a grown-up that you didn't even get to enjoy really being a kid? And now as an adult, you put all of the responsibility on yourself and you're holding up all of the weight? Even to your detriment? Because you were taught via your parents to believe that you had to be the responsible one. You had to be the one to keep things afloat. because you knew as a kid that your parents were off their fucking hinge and you had to be the adult? Think about this. Think about what you're actually teaching your kids. If you don't have kids, think about what you actually would be teaching your kids if you don't heal this shit. What wounding you'd be gifting to them to heal because you didn't. Think about it. Because you can't move forward until you get yourself out of the woods. Chariot in reverse, Nine of Wands. You cannot move forward. The divine cannot help you if you do not get yourself out of these fucking woods. Seven of Pentacles clarified by the Empress. Double feminine energies on the card. There is a feminine energy who's planting seeds, who's been planting seeds, trying to grow things in the woods. Trying to grow. Planting seeds and trying to grow. The Empress. Manifesting machine. The supreme nurturer, creator, manifester. She manifests everything she has in her life because her heart is that kind of big. It's that kind of big. People give to her and provide for her and create for her because they love her for loving like she does. Loving huge and big like she does. She's the Empress. And she's been planting seeds, trying to grow things in the woods. The feminine. Has been planting seeds and planting seeds and planting seeds, and yet has not reaped a reward or harvest for all the love she's put out there, for all the efforts that she's made. She's loved and planted and loved and planted and loved and planted, and yet there is no reward for her to be had. Seven of Pentacles. Because the masculine energy, Four of Pentacles, is holding on to dear life to what they have, what they think they have, and what they don't want to let go of. Holding on to their wounding, holding on to their behaviors, holding on to their whatever. I don't want to change. Control, Four of Pentacles. I don't want to change. I'm in control. No, your woundings are in control and they need to alchemize. Temperance energy. What behavior are you holding on to that's not actually serving you? What woundings are you holding on to that are not serving you? You got to shift. You got to see the bigger picture. You got to see the long game. Temperance is Sagittarian energy. You've got to see the long game. You can't get sick of it. You're sick of yourself. If you're saying out loud, I'm so sick of it, I can't take it anymore. No, you're sick of yourself and you can't take yourself anymore. Your wounded self that's creating whatever it's creating and rippling whatever it's rippling from your wounding. You can't take it anymore. Your spirit can't. You need to shift. You need to change. You need to heal. Take these broken pieces of yourself and make them gold. You are worth healing. You are married to yourself, whether you like it or not. You're stuck with you. Whether you like it or not. For better or for worse. In life and in death, you are with yourself. And you are either going to heal it and ripple the healing to everyone else, or you're going to stay wounded. And you're going to ripple that wounding to everybody else. You've got to be able to morph. You've got to be able to choose the long game. Because just because you can't see the benefits of being emotionally present, mentally present, physically present, psychologically present, spiritually present, just because you're not seeing the results of that today doesn't mean it's not going to matter 10, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, 70 years from now, when whoever you are dealing with and raising has grandkids too. Your woundings are going to ripple if you don't heal them. Or your healing can ripple for generations and years to come. This is your legacy. Who you are is your legacy. No one creates that but you. The Empress can only plant so many fucking seeds. She only has however much time she has in this life to plant as many seeds as she can. But if the Four of Pentacles, the masculine on the card, refuses to plant with her and he's holding on to whatever he's holding on to, that's on them. That's on them, especially if you're in a dynamic. Especially if you're in a twin flame dynamic. Which is why I was so drawn to the 2 candles for this reading. If the masculine energy is holding on to their wounding, and mind you, we all have feminine and masculine energy, I'm not just talking counterparts. It might be reflected in your counterpart to you. But there's something you're holding on to that you're not changing if you're a feminine or the female counterpart. There's something that you're not changing or doing, your masculine energy, something you're not doing or shifting that needs to change, that needs to alchemize, possibly that needs to be communicated. It's great you're planting seeds, but your actions have to shift. What you choose to do has to shift. If you're a masculine or the man in the dynamic, maybe your heart's been planting seeds and planting seeds and planting seeds for a long time, and it don't mean shit if you're not actually doing anything and you're clinging to your old behavior. Your heart wants to love. Your heart wants to plant seeds of love in your children, in those you touch around you in your life. But you're not actually planting anything. Your actions aren't mirroring what your heart wants to do. You want to love them, but you're not loving them. You see the predicament. Your heart wants to love, but your actions are not loving. There's an issue. There is a serious issue. This is why you shall not pass go. You shall not collect $200. Go to jail. Go directly to jail. Like, this is the kind of shit Chariot in reverse. So, the return of Aphrodite is the guidance card. It's talking about the temple, the birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, and treating as sacred. Whoever the Empress is, whoever the divine feminine is in the dynamic, they've got to be treated like they are fucking sacred. And they are. Planting fucking seeds, regardless of the masculine and the dynamic, not doing what they should be doing. Not focusing where they should be focusing and clinging to whatever they're clinging to for dear life, because it's how they control things. That's what they have under control, because whatever else going on is not in their control. They can't control it. If you're an Aquarius feminine, or you're a feminine who's watching this because of your Aquarian placements, remember you deserve to be treated like you're sacred. You were worth putting a ring on it. which is also why I put the wedding rings in the card. You're worth it. The title of that, the status of that in your life. You're worth it. Do not forget your value. Do not forget what you can create. Do not forget that you manifest because your heart is that kind of big. And your heart is worth honoring in the person that you are. For masculine Aquarian energy. Remember, you two are also worth marrying. Your heart is equally as big as your feminine. And you will receive all that you are meant to receive with the ripple of healing that you put out in divine time. Don't think because you don't see it right away that it's not coming and that it won't matter when it matters the most later. But you need to let your love out now. You need to let your actions match your heart. It's not too hard. You can take it. You can handle it. You just got to stop clinging and get a hold of yourself. Define your legacy. Bamboo, Moon, and Ivory Swan are the guidance cards. I'm going to read them for you. Bamboo Moon says, particularly important if you're an aqua moon. Did you know that there are no mistakes in the universe, and all events, circumstances, relationships, and situations are unfolding in perfection with the timing and intelligence of the divine plan? Any apparent delay is in your favor. If something is happening for you right now, then that is perfect too. Divine timing is perfection. It's safe to trust this now. You might be wondering if anything is ever going to come together for you, or if it seems to be happening quickly now. If you are even ready for it. And the answer is yes. Believe in the vision and go with the flow. Don't resist your reality, right? Don't resist your reality. Go with the flow. If life calls you forward, you go forward. Go with the flow. Do not resist, right? Do not cling to the woundings. Ivory Swan Goddess says, the Ivory Swan Goddess speaks of spiritual grace and purity. The purity of your soul light never fades, beloved. Release your guilt, shame, judgment of yourself and others, and fear that you are not enough in any way, so that you may realize your beauty, be more of yourself, and shine your divine essence into the world. Do not cast your eyes away from the perception of your own divine inner light in all its purity and radiance, beloved soul. You may find it is easier to believe in the illusion of sins and unworthiness than in the truth of your spiritual innocence. Yet, just like the purity, beauty, and grace of the Ivory Swan Goddess, your own soul is luminous, pure, and eternally graceful. You're being asked to recognize the divine energy within you without holding yourself back from unconditional self-acceptance and regard. It is time to accept your divinity in greater measure, to be present in the pure light within and not try to ignore it, downplay it, or worry that it is not enough. I hope this helps, Aqua. Don't judge yourself, especially 20 years from now, in hindsight, that you could have done a better job. Don't judge yourself 20 years from now in hindsight. Choose your actions today the best you can. Go with the flow the best you can. And just have faith that doing that is what helps it all work out. So until next time, guys, Divine Rebel Racy signing off. Remember, always love each other. And most importantly, love yourselves. Bye.